Hello everybody.
Hi.
My name is Darren.
I'm Graham.
And I have seen, and you have not, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes.
by Sir Guy Ritchie.
Sir Guy. Oh, yes, Sir. Ernie.
No, that was a lie. And you fell for it hook, line and sinker.
No, he got knighted.
No, he didn't.
He did.
When?
By Madonna.
Well, that doesn't count. Do you know what I always think's funny? Is that everyone slags off Guy Ritchie. You know, because, like...
He goes out with Madonna.
Well, no, he doesn't anymore. But,
they split up.
They did. I hate to break it to you.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, you know, we knew it'd upset you. But... like, they were together and everyone's like, oh, stupid old Guy Ritchie makes rubbish movies, blah, blah, blah. She was also married to Sean Penn. Everyone's like, oh, everyone loves Sean Penn. Doesn't he do amazing movies? They forget that time Sean Penn tied Madonna to a chair and battered her for several hours. And the only reason she escaped is she convinced him to let her go to the toilet and then ran for the police. Let's give Sean Penn an Oscar for Milk. Wasn't he amazing? Oh, Guy Ritchie, he makes rubbish gangster movies. What scum he is.
Yeah.
Just a bit of facts, I know.
I mean, that's human nature, isn't it?
What's to forgive? Wife beaters.
Well,
Drunken wife beaters for people that make films you don't like.
Yeah, well.
So it's by Guy Ritchie, and it's based on the TV series The Man from U.N.C.L.E. You might not have guessed that.
Yeah.
Did you know the TV series?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, it's from the olden days, so you might remember it from when you were an adolescent. Yes.
So fancy.
This film stars Henry Cavill, or Saville, or
I think it's
Cavill as Napoleon Solo, and he is teamed up with the Russian guy, Ilya Kuryakin, who is played by Armie Hammer, and hijinks ensue. It's set in the 60s, during the Cold War. They've got to do something, but it's not about that. It's just about the way they do it, which is fun and action-filled and banterous, if that's a word.
Banterous?
Yeah, there's a woman in there. She's pretty good as a character as well. I don't know her name, though. Either character or actress. Any questions? I liked it.
Okay, right.
Mm-hmm. I have an interesting fact about this film. It's not a fact about this film, it's just a thing.
Okay.
Well, obviously it's Bond-related. Well, I mean, every spy film's Bond-related. It's kind of Bond-like.
Is your trivia Bond-related, though? Is that the point?
No, but it's a way to get to the trivia. So, this film obviously reminded me of Bond, because Henry Cavill in shots looks like Bond, because he looks like Bond, and he's wearing a tuxedo, and he's
it's the image
doing
of
that.
Bond, yeah.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill almost played Bond back in 2005. Anyway, so there are other spy films that have been out this year which have been inspired by Bond, one of which is Kingsman. Kingsman was directed by Matthew Vaughn. This one was directed by Guy Ritchie. Matthew Vaughn used to be Guy Ritchie's producer on films like Lock, Stock and Snatch and stuff like that before he went off and directed Layer Cake himself.
Right.
The TV series Man from U.N.C.L.E. starred Robert Vaughn, the actor, who, for the most of his life, Matthew Vaughn thought was his dad, but wasn't. So that's a bit of stuff. I don't know if you'd call that trivia or fact.
That's not really...
Oh, that's pretty...
It's a mistake.
Well, which bit is the mistake?
Well, it's not his dad.
No, I know. And that's and now he's kind of changed his name, Matthew Vaughn. He still kind of goes by Vaughn publicly, but now he's found out who his real dad is. He goes by that guy's name. I can't remember because it's kind of posh. It's like French, like Bon Fleur de Bleu. Matthew Bon Fleur de Bleu. But yeah, he thought Matthew Vaughn thought Robert Vaughn was his dad, and Robert Vaughn's TV show has now been adapted by Guy Ritchie, who Matthew Vaughn used to produce for.
Right.
And so if both of them are going to do Bond films in the same year, Bond-inspired spy movies, you'd assume, I guess, maybe you wouldn't, but I don't know, there's a connection there. Anyway, so the film was really good, and a lot of people seem a bit down on it. It got average reviews, Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Very average, yeah. See, it's the reviews, it was... Go on.
Yeah, pretty average. I disagree though, and I thought it was amazing. Do I say why? It's so much fun, and I mean, read the blog that I've written on it because that goes into it more detail. But essentially, I say why Guy Ritchie is more admirable, at least, than Tarantino, because Tarantino just steals scenes that he likes, plonks them in his movie, and then everyone goes, "Bravo! How brilliant! Another masterpiece, Mr. Tarantino." Whereas Guy Ritchie at least takes the essence. So like, there's a scene where in the background someone's playing chess, which is obviously reference into the original Thomas Crown Affair, and there's a motorbike chase where you can't help but occasionally do a Great Escape style shot. So rather than ripping it off, he kind of homages it, and it gives a kind of feel of the cinema of that decade, as opposed to just specific that film like Tarantino does. I bring up Tarantino because obviously Guy Ritchie and Tarantino's films, well, Guy Ritchie's always been called Tarantino-esque, which I think is unfair, because what's Tarantino-esque except everything Tarantino's watched and then ripped off? So yes, that's some thoughts I've got.
Yeah, they're all in the blog as well. If you want to expand on that, you know, you can have a read of the blog.
If I want to expand on that,
no,
I've already expanded on it by writing the blog. What would you like to see it? You said I read my blog to you, and then you said now you want to see the film.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing it now.
What
the average reviews put me off. because it kind of
The average reviews did, but the amazing review that I did.
yeah, I don't know. It just made it with all the knowledge of and having seen spy films and.
Do you like Guy Ritchie's work in general?
I think so. Do you?
Yeah. Why do you think so? You either know or you don't.
Yeah, I think so. So from what I've seen, things like Snatch and stuff, but it's a different vein in it, and
No, it definitely.
Sherlock Holmes and stuff.
Yeah, but they all feel. I mean, I haven't seen Revolver and Swept Away. Obviously, I've got common sense, but this feels like a Guy Ritchie movie as well. Like as sort of smooth as everything is, because obviously now it's a blockbustery thing as opposed to just him with a few quid making Lock, Stock. I don't know. It feels Guy Ritchie. It's got the same kind of camera moves that he does, and like in Sherlock Holmes, where it does the kind of David Fincher going down the pipe following electricity and things. It's still got that with machines and guns and stuff. So, which he's always doing cool shots in like Lock, Stock, where it was like he's ripping off Mean Streets, I suppose. Not ripping off, but there's a shot in Lock, Stock where Nick Moran's, if that's his name, character loses the money, and the camera's like obviously attached to his body, and it's kind of shaky and woozy, and it's got like Iggy Pop on the soundtrack, which is kind of like a shot in Mean Streets where it's like the same thing to Harvey Keitel. So I don't know why I mentioned that reference, but it's cool shots. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
As opposed to someone like I don't know, the Coens. I love the Coens, and the Coens do the best films ever, but they're not really known for their. Well, actually, no, there is. They are, but like Raising Arizona, it's kind of like following into Screaming Mouth and stuff. It's kind of crazy, but I'm just saying things.
Okay.
The camera work and the music and stuff is distinctively Guy Ritchie, and therefore, even though The Man from U.N.C.L.E. feels like a big, cool movie, it still feels Guy Ritchie-esque.
Yeah.
But minus the pretentious stuff that we all hate about, like, the colour green means calming, and the only way to become a better player is to play a better player, and shut up, Guy Ritchie.
Oh my god.
That's what he says.
Well, yeah. Oh well. Good. Do you like... I mean, you said you like Henry Cavill before.
No, I didn't. I like him in this. I think he's amazing in this. He's really kind of charismatic and funny, and it's kind of it's almost like there's two leads with him and Armie Hammer, but he's kind of the more...
Right, he's the dominant role.
Yeah, I mean, it follows him first, so you're kind of more on his side, and then the other guy shows up.
Right.
So you get it from his perspective from the beginning, so you kind of see him more as a main character, but also he's more enjoyable, I found. But in the past, I thought as Superman, he was boring and bland.
He comes across as a boring kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like he's very quiet and he's more kind of visual.
It's not his fault in that film. Obviously, he's been told to do what he's done. It's just he's no Brandon Routh. That's a lot. Or Dean. He's no Dean Cain. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or George Reeves.
And what about Armie Hammer? Because he's been doing a few buddy films, hasn't he? Kind of
what
that
else
kind
has
of
he done?
stuff.
The Social Network.
Well, I was thinking
he was a buddy with himself.
Yeah,
or Josh Pence, who nobody sees.
Yeah. And he did The Lone Ranger as well,
Yeah, he's better in The Lone Ranger. He was kind of playing Brendan Fraser from The Mummy. The kind of
aloof.
No, like a kind of sort of, well, like Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness, like a kind of a piss take of like Indiana Jones type characters. Like he's kind of supposed to be the big leading man, but he's still kind of goofy and silly at the same time.
Right.
But in The Lone Ranger is kind of rubbish. But whereas here he was good. His accent was really good, and he did brooding, and he's certainly tall. So that worked. The film's really funny as well. I should point out The Man from U.N.C.L.E. It really made me laugh a lot.
Well, it's in the blog that there's lots of innuendo and stuff.
Yeah, there's an innuendo in it, which is the M character played by Richard Harris's son, Jared Harris. It gives Henry Cavill his mission, and it's the funniest. Like, I'm giving you a mission spiel ever.
Right.
It just sounds like a blowjob. He's like, because he's at urinal as it is, and he's like, what I'm going to give you will taste bitter, and you will have to swallow it whole, kind of thing.
Right.
It's really gross, but it's really funny. But not in a Kingsman kind of way, where it's like laddish nuts magazine type humour.
Yeah.
Which is also the interesting thing, that out of the two of them, Guy Ritchie and Matthew Vaughn, if the producer and director of Lock, Stock are going to make a Bond-style film in the same year, you'd expect Guy Ritchie's to be more the laddie-type humour, based on Lock, Stock and Snatch, than Matthew Vaughn, who did, Layer Cake and Stardust. But his is by far with the anal jokes and things like that.
Yeah.
But they were both good.
Oh, well.
This and Mission Impossible 5, which was also very Bondy, and it's been a big Bond year so far. We've not even had the Bond movie.
No, I know.
But Man from U.N.C.L.E. is really good. I really enjoyed it. Ignore the bad reviews and the negative reviews and the average reviews, and just go see it because it's really good.
There you go. Not much to say about that, then.
No, I think there was another action film out this year starring Sean Penn. Can't help but wonder what inner rage he was channeling. The alcoholism of yesteryear as he battered his wife.
Bloody hell.
That's what he did. Bye.